B, another full 5 gamer. Group B has been wildly entertaining. G2 reverse swept by Shopify Rebellion. Version 1 had to try and get a reverse sweep against Ghost. They fell short in game 5. And now they reset to start from square one as Chicago, off that long delay, couldn't get one in front. Now Calm has Torment down behind him, but nothing doing there. And back and forth they go. Nobody blinks in the first 30.
You know, I do think this is a good matchup for us to go to, considering that there was a lot of questions surrounding how Beast Mode was going to impact Version 1, how Atomic's going to impact G2, and the fact that both of them had a scrappy round 1 leading to them meeting in round 2. It's great to see that so many questions about how these two teams interact on the pitch with each other get to be answered in one game.
You can only gain so much out of scrims and a little bit of practice here and there. Both teams very much battle-tested in that opening round. That could benefit them going forward in the rest of the tournament. Remember, top team goes through in the upper bracket. Bottom team in the group is done. So at least you get one on the board. You give yourself a shot at least playing tomorrow, maybe. Here's Calm with Beast Mode getting out of the zone. Torment coming up as well, but he's got to retreat. Got that midfield boost with Atomic bearing down on him. And Chicago wins us through. Atomic couldn't turn on it. Now he does, but Beast Mode is right there.
Kind of like this pressure from G2. It's classic in that sense. Really struggling to find a decent hole to really try and push on that Version 1 defense. Solid touches all the way across the net, keeping it out of frame, preventing some reckless jumps that G2 may like to go for to really try and put the pressure on. What?
Yep.
Why does that go in? What is the shot?
Because Beast Mode. That's why.
I mean, he overcooked.
Imagine trying to defend that. You watch him and you're like, okay, what's he doing? I have no idea.
He jumped so far in front of it, and he was thinking he was going to have to go higher, and he ends up boosting back down. And if I'm the defender, I'm sitting there thinking he's not going to get a strong touch. And he just twists the car right there at the end to clip the edge. Oh, it's a deceptive amount of power from such an awkward approach.
There was a little bit of will he, won't he with Beast Mode. Was he going to join Version 1? Was he going to get an opportunity with Envy or anywhere else? And in the end, he did end up with V1 as he makes a save there. And that's got to be a big delight for a lot of Version 1 fans, because you can do a lot worse than a player the caliber of Beast Mode. We saw what he did with the old Kansas City Pioneers, and then Shopify Rebellion really elevated that team. And now they've had to replace him, and they did get the win in round 1 over G2. Here's Chicago looking to set up Atomic, another team that, have to imagine on paper, drastically improved. You know, they say goodbye to the young rookie Drees, who performed incredibly well following in Rizzo's footsteps.
Yep.
And they welcome in Atomic, who is an elite class attacker, certainly from his days with Envy. And oh my goodness, Torment almost got that ball through, but Atomic will have it out of the corner. Now Beast Mode looking to set up Torment, and JNaps just stops that. G2, not a lot of boost to work with, but they do at least weather the storm for now. Beast Mode to the backboard. Torment lobbing another one in. Chicago should have control, but he let that one get away. And Beast Mode came up empty. Big break for G2 as Atomic finally clears.
I really like that move from Atomic to work themselves out. It's let G2 get over onto that blue side, steal some boost, and even if they don't hang onto the ball, they're definitely going to be in a decent position here to handle this one. Of course, barring a demo, who knows what happens, and Torment and JNap's going to collide right in front of the net. Chicago doing his best, and Torment sticking around, puts a second shot on target, and this time into the net.
Torment staying on the doorstep. We see a lot of players would kind of back out of that play. He does not, and he's paid off for it. And a 2-0 lead for Version 1. Trying to get out to a quick start where they struggled early in their first round series. Chicago just ahead of Torment there. And it's Calm looking for Beast Mode. Good back-to-back passing there, as Beast Mode will have this back to the side and a second touch to try and delay the defense. Torment can't get this ball through, but what this does do is burn more time off the clock that G2 can't spend trying to erase a 2-goal deficit. Got to get bodies forward here. Demolition there takes out Chicago, and that makes the task even tougher.
Atomic also just not having any boost there to finish the attack. Dish across the middle. That squeezes through, but off the wall. JNaps needs to win this challenger. G2 won't have a shot here, and we'll give Chicago a look at it. So not quite out yet, but you need a strong push here.
Torment and JNaps on opposite sides of the field, playing in their, collectively, both their 9th season of the RLCS. They've been around, they've seen a lot. One has won a World Championship in Torment, the MVP of that championship in Vegas in Season 6. JNaps, the runner-up the following season in New Jersey. It's Torment and Version1 who take Game 1. In convincing fashion, it's a shutout for V1 as they kind of try and regain some momentum.
Yeah, you gotta like that defensive stance that they took about going with playing against an offense like G2. So much pressure, and there's so much potential for pressure to continue to build, and it's really reliant on making sure you get quality touches on defense. That's why you don't see a lot of saves for Version1. They spent a decent amount on defense, I would say, and consistently getting that ball away from the net, not allowing G2 to continue to build the pressure, and having their own solid counterattacks of their own.
Kind of a clean back.
How's that sandwich?
I'm still eating it. It's right here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go.
but real talk, I mean, it's funny because I was sitting there going like, all right, you know, jokes aside, I'm actually not going to get a chance to eat the sandwich because I have to like report on what's going on. Honestly, I'm not hungry anymore because all these games that we're watching seem to be like going as they should. Space Station are 2 up on Torrent. V1 lost down to G2 like we just saw. Like everything seems to be a lot different than round 1. We got a lot of surprises in round 1. But now the teams are a little bit more acclimated to the field, straight up just warmed up. I think that's a little bit different here at Chiefs. And I think the teams are really stepping up.
Yeah, you'd hope that after you kind of have to shake the rust off a little bit in their first series, who knows, like you saw with NRG, it took them a few games to get going. Very possible that could happen to many other teams in North America. And G2 still needing to find some type of answer to really get their offense going in the way that you know is possible for them.
Well, onward now to Forbidden Temple, and Atomic comes alive here for G2, right on cue. G2 needed to get something going, and they do, as JNaps just got that ball over for an open net for Atomic.
Yeah, I actually like the defense there from Torment, not wanting to just let a 2-on-1 develop with a touch off the corner and a potential bump follow. Go through, make JNaps get up early and beat you to the ball, and even if Torment didn't come up with that play, I think he made the right choice and just came down to G2 executing.
G2 looking to pile on very early on in Game 2. That all-important second game FDOT was talking about. How does G2 respond? We've seen the first step. Now we'll see if Version1 has an answer of their own. The teams go back and forth in our second best-of-5 feature match here in the group stages. Chicago, great win to keep this in front, but Beast Mode's got the clear, and we'll see G2 reset. JNaps just opted to go right down the middle, and this is an opening for Chicago, and he scores! That ball, I think, threw off the entire V1 defense.
Yeah, it threw me off. I mean, I was sitting here thinking you go back to Atomic because I was on Atomic's camera, but JNaps had the whole view of the field. He saw all of Version1 over on the right side. So instead of going to Atomic, who's the first man ready to push on offense, put it where nobody is. Let Chicago have the extra time to recover. Put a nice shot on target. It's great not to just rush the offense because of what appears to be optimal in terms of who is where, but what's going to give you the best shot at scoring.
Well, Beast Mode got a good look there, but threw it right at the G2 defense. Atomic pops this one up for JNaps to continue on, and Com picks his pocket. Trying to bring this back into the G2 end, and Chicago and Atomic having none of it. 90 seconds gone by here. A very different story in Game 2, where Version1 had the 2-0 shutout. Going right back in their face as Atomic has to drop off to the corner, and Chicago just beaten out by Torment there. But you see these wins and this possession from Version1. Outside of that right there, Com getting close to the doorstep. Not many great looks out of Version1 early on here. G2 has kind of neutralized that offensive pressure. That got close, but still, JNaps and company had it under control.
You are seeing that increased control from G2, but this is your first real look here of version 1 in game 2. Can they box G2 in? And right now, JNaps is proven to be a big problem in that regard at the midfield line, is not letting version 1 hang on to the ball for very long.
2-0 here for G2 as they try to turn this series around. F-Dot's got an update for us. What do you got, Dot?
Well, right now we're looking at Space Station Gaming just a hair away from securing their sweep against Torrent. But really, what the interesting thing is Energy. They're 1 game away from winning their match against Vibrance, but Vibrance are 3 goals to 1 right now. So Vibrance really trying to make it to a game 4 here as we see G2 score 1 above version 1. But yeah, Space Station Gaming, the cleanest team on the field.
Now beast mode for V1, getting 1 back here. All about teams fighting back as we get towards the middle stages of our second round of group stage. The big one for V1 as they try to keep G2 in check, keep them at arm's reach. That's a good drop down though for JNaps. Torment though has that under control, and it'll be beast mode at the back with an awkward ball out of the corner. Does have that away, but can't get any other bodies downfield. Can version 1. Chicago denied by Torment, one of the top defenders that we've seen in the history of the game. It's going to be a little tougher to fool him.
It's definitely that G2 speed right now in the midfield made it so tough for version 1. Just consistently find their way there first, and it's with control. They don't let the ball get too far away. It's JNaps with the flip reset. He's just deciding, and he actually goes, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to let Torment come down and have this really awkward challenge and make sure Atomic can hang on to the ball.
I think it's going to be critically important for version 1 to get calm going here, because if he goes too long without scoring, as he has so far, he does have an assist in this series, but that's it. He goes too far without scoring, the doubt starts to creep in, and then you start seeing calm tweets about, all right, maybe I don't have it, maybe I can't play in the clutch, and then that subsides and you'll score a game winner and all is good, but they'd like to get to that point sooner rather than later. As Torment pops this one out, beast mode will give chase with a full tank of boost. Watching to see what Atomic does, and what a read from beast mode. Big demolition out of Calm, loose in front, and nobody can turn on this as that ball's chipped and beast mode can't convert. Torment one more chance, and JNaps denies him an equalizing goal.
So unlucky, you get beast mode winning that big challenge there in the corner, but Torment isn't expecting beast mode to come up so huge. I mean, he's playing like he's gonna have to recover on the challenge, and G2 with that extra time, because V1 didn't put it away, end up rallying back, get the transition goal here. Torment needs the boost in the corner, has to go at the ball from a tough angle. Beast mode trying to do his best to cover the whole net, and he just gets put right over his shoulder. That's unlucky. V1 great press, just didn't believe.
Well, JNaps has been a nightmare against version 1 in this particular game. It started very early on. He had that one great setup going right down the middle of the field. He almost added one more just to kind of put a bow on this one. As Atomic will collect, 10 seconds left. Loose in front, though. It's an opportunity for V1 to at least make it an interesting final few seconds. Torment denied by Atomic. Torment had a few really good looks right in front of the net. Just could not convert. The G2 defense does just enough to tie the series.
Yeah, but that's always the G2 method, right? Do just enough on defense so that we can pour everything else onto the offense. And that's really what they like to play, and it works to perfection here. Great midfield presence, and version 1 handled a lot of that pressure pretty decently. It was just a matter of when it came down to you need to score the perfect chance, and G2's always in position to capitalize on those. And tough for V1 here to really get the offense started. I see 9 shots, and I don't remember any of them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I remember the one that went in. That's about it.
I don't even remember that one.
It was a while ago, I guess. Yeah, I mean, version 1 now tied here at 1-1. Like we said, we expect kind of G2 to kind of be the top card here, but what we saw in game 1 was a nice look here for V1. I think they need to continue. Real briefly, we did get to that game 4. Vibrance winds up beating Energy. Energy did score 2 goals, so it was only a 3-2. I think that'll tell you how this game 4 is going to go. And like I said, Space Station is done. Another 3-0 for SSG, bro. I mean, and again, I'm the biggest sports fan in the world. Like this, yeah.
Well,
like,
they're so angry they didn't make the major. They're just like, all right, we're gonna go grind while everyone else is done, and we're just gonna crush people.
I mean, I don't know if that was a joke, but I think you're real.
It was not a joke. I think that's genuinely what happened.
Yeah, that's real, man. All right, guys, get back to it.
We'll see what version 1 has now for an answer. We have seen how G2 responds to taking an L during this series. They look like a completely different team. Torment had a shot lined up. Chicago just completely obliterated him. And now Beast Mode drops this back into the G2 zone, and JNaps is right there to go through Torment. And another chance for G2 to kind of pick up where they left off at the start of game 2.
Ooh, helpful touch there from Beast Mode, and G2 kind of in punt mode. This is where you need to be really careful for V1, because when you start getting those high lofted touches where there's a lot of time in between, that's where G2 likes to take a lot of space, push forward, and hope someone comes up big on the challenge. And it's a dangerous game to play if you're V1.
Oh, they've got the boost star set up here. Version 1, very low on boost. Beast Mode used all of his just to get that to the center line. Torment should be able to collect here. He does have plenty to work with, and Atomic goes up to meet him. Now Beast Mode on target, sent away by Chicago, and here comes the G2 counterattack. Looking to use all that boost that they've stockpiled, and Calm just slams the door shut right in his face. That's a decent ball by Chicago. Needed a little help coming up as well. And now Beast Mode out of the corner. From the wing, he'll score, and Version 1 is leaning heavily on their new acquisition, Beast Mode, with his 3rd goal out of the 4 that V1 scored.
Yeah, JNap's really kind of tying himself up there on the corner, thinking that he was going to have some help, but that demo from Beast Mode gives him a nice, clean look. They get themselves out in front, and F-Dot, Mr. Roadrunner lookalike, what's going on?
Man, you keep referencing this Beast Mode fan, you know?
Yes.
That's me! That's me! I'm so excited! I like Common Torment. I really do, but I think Beast Mode, man, every roster he's been on, you see flashes, and yeah. It's fun to watch him on V1.
Oh, how about this?
Wow.
Beast Mode fans, rejoice! F-Dot, tell us more!
Woo! That's me telling you more, dude. This fucking guy,
Atomic.
this dude is fun to watch, straight up and down.
That's rocking a hard place there. Beast Mode, you get that long dump at you, and it's just like, well, here comes the double tap. Save it if you can.
Regardless of what you may think of the decision to leave the Rebellion roster, Torment shot sent away by Chicago. You cannot deny Beast Mode is an absolute game changer on this Version 1 squad. Any roster he joined, just about, he was going to make that a better team. And it's a breath of fresh air, I'm sure, for Version 1 fans. Hey, the Gimmick and Torment duo had kind of run its course, and Beast Mode slotting in very nicely. Calm, can he stay with this? No. And it's going to be JNaps to collect and send away.
Ooh, awkward here for Beast Mode as well. Have to use a lot of boost. It's a lot of pressure on managing the challenges properly, and there's that G2 speed. They're going to get a chance to push real hard here.
Oh, Atomic double on the way. Calm says no thanks. And now Chicago just tried to hold his ground. Set up JNaps. Now JNaps has to play table setter, and Calm got to be very careful with this. Coming over the middle, Atomic met him. But the ball goes wayward out to the side. JNaps again. Beast Mode's got to have it. He doesn't, but nobody else was there. And Version 1 kind of catches a break to clear the zone, and Torment still having fun 13 years later.
Welcome back to Gibbs 101. If you don't want to hit the ball, hit the guy. And Torment just waits for his teammate to hit the guy and then hits the ball. It works every time.
Torment's got his second. Been a big part of this one. And a loose ball gets away from Chicago and G2. They have to go back to their own zone to collect, down 3 with over a minute and a half to go. Need to get something going lest they look at double match point. Here's an opportunity. Torment just in the way. And that Won't go netward either from Chicago. Couldn't quite get what he was looking for there. Now Calm trying to go around JNAPS, not playing directly towards the net, just trying to play that long game and kind of force G2 into panic mode here with time winding down.
Clip right? Ooh, they tried, and G2 just not finding the touches they want right now. And again, Calm, such great control managing the 50s. It's dangerous as there goes the whole kit and caboodle for G2. Still can't break them down.
And then what does that open up on the other side? Nearly an opportunity there for Calm. Certainly would have put away any doubt. Beast mode coming on as well. And you see G2 forced again back to their own zone. Been 3 very, very different games. I mean, version 1 has looked significantly better here in this shutout as Calm will score, thanks in large part to the demo from Torment.
There's your classic G2 left the net open. Read as JNAPS was headed back and Torment just took him out. So it doesn't really count, but I'll give you half credit.
Oh, they needed to chase the game anyways.
I didn't see G2 being down 4 goals. You know, like version 1 winning a game here or there, sure, but 4 goals down, Stacks?
When V1 plays, it is like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's all I can say. We see 4-0 here. We saw a complete dominance from G2 in the previous game. Don't be surprised to see G2 send this emphatically to game 5. I think we are far from done here in our second round.
Still a lot to handle for V1, but you must say that through the past 10 minutes, consistently finding ways out of their own half and getting pressure back on the other side. Again, another, what is that, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, 10-shot game this time for version 1. And so that's really the big kicker against a team like G2. When you're able to handle a team pushing that hard, consistently take some of those tough challenges and work your way out over and over and never let that pressure build, gotta be favorable, right? Has to be.
Yeah, like there are some times where you have choices and other times not so much. All right, here, I hope you guys haven't looked at anything, otherwise this ruins it. RBG X set. Like, any feelings on who might win that one, how it might go, how many games?
Well, the fact that you're asking us this leads me to believe something very weird happened. I would expect RBG to be the favorite there.
Really?
So they did play well against NRG.
I would put XSET as a favorite, but
that's what I meant. XSET to be the favorite. Sorry.
Yeah.
I would not expect RBG to be the favorite.
I think a lot of people might put XSET as a favorite.
Yeah.
They got swept.
What?
3-0.
How bad?
3-0.
Is it bad?
3-0 RBG. They didn't really get a chance to like see what was going on. 5-3 seems to be the goal differential there. So
okay,
well, that's
close.
The game differential overall. My mistake. So I don't have the goals here real quick, but 3-0. Like, even if those are close, your sweep is a big deal. I think you got to force it to a game 4. And so seeing RBG, they brought energy to a game 5 and they swept XSET. I think those are both uppercuts. Next up, they have Vibrance. I think that's. I think RBG are one of the stronger teams out here right now, surprisingly.
Well, they put themselves in a good position. Go for it, Stacks.
Yeah, well, they're going to be +2 game differential, right? They go -1 against NRG, going to game 5. They get the sweep here. So, I mean, that's a huge, huge result for RBG, a team that, again, they did not have the same lofty expectations from a lot of people as some of these other teams when you look at the middle of the groups. And RBG are in great position in Group A to at least secure passage into the bracket. To that point, all you got to do is get on the dance floor, man.
And here, before I let you guys take the reins, we are in game 5, tied at 1, 45 seconds left of Envy versus Susquehanna. So Drees isn't exactly chilling either.
Oh boy. Well, G2, his former team, facing a lot of pressure now as they're down 2 games to 1 to version 1. Let's see if Chicago can do anything for G2 to get them started. He got clipped there by Torment. So it's Atomic up the ladder. Drees' replacement on G2. Now we see JNAPS at the back, waiting. And he waited
yeah.
too long. Beast mode gave him no quarter.
Well, JNaps is gearing up to think about how he's going to go for this challenge. He takes the boost, heads up the wall, and he's watching the flip reset the whole way. And I think him seeing Atomic, you know, just go for that and dive at him, kind of took his mind off of now I need to start going out to get him, because he doesn't want to double commit with Atomic, right? There's kind of the issue that you have. You know that they like to play aggressive, especially Atomic when it comes to defense. Very fast, very aggressive, trying to constantly force people to make a move. And right there, I think it kind of hamstrings one of your best defenders in JNaps.
Tom has all day to line this ball up, and he's got around one, but not around another. So it's beast mode all the way back, trying to buy his team time. Get set up for another attack downfield. This goes right to Atomic. Worst case scenario, beast mode still made the save.
Tough as well, almost able to squeeze under him, going all the way up the back of the net. And G2, it's a tough break considering that they haven't found the back of the net and coming up on 8 minutes now.
Beast mode again trying to bamboozle the G2 defense. Didn't work this time as Torment has to stop on the counterattack. Stop Atomic's effort as well. Chicago will sky one up there. Here comes JNaps. And again, the defense holds strong for version 1. They are on match point, trying to get to 1-1 here in what has been a very tough and entertaining Group B. Of course, getting that one win guarantees at the absolute worst he'd be playing a tiebreaker before getting knocked out of contention. Tom's going to catch up to this one, and he'll have to deal with Atomic. He does have a full tank of boost. He's around him. Got through JNaps as well. It's only Chicago to beat, and Chicago holds his ground.
Gotta love the ball control from version 1. Do not let go lightly, and that's absolutely the right attitude. Consistently working their way around G2 attackers. It's the hardest thing to do against a team like this. They're doing a great job.
Here goes Atomic. That'll find Chicago. His shot just a little off the mark, and beast mode will gather to the corner inside 2 minutes. G2 eventually does have to bring the fight to version 1. This could be their opportunity. Chicago around Calm. And now JNaps at least got a touch there, but Torment the better of the two. Beast mode, all day to play this. He'll just pinch it downfield. Everybody resets. G2 watching the sands of time drift away yet again. That's off the post. And a break for G2. They're still around here with less than 90 to go.
What a challenge and what pressure from version 1 out of the middle. G2's trying everything, going all the way across the pitch, going right to players, and that one's going to be turned aside as well. Torment kicks it off the top bar.
Not many better. Torment on the goal line. This one just a little wide. Beast mode was tracking, was not needed. Chicago, second touch to set up Atomic, and Calm stopped that too. G2 giving version 1 their best shot, and still not enough. Calm looking to get up a centering pass. JNaps intercepts, and now with 45 to go, G2's got to start going back to the drawing board.
Oh, nice
Atomic through traffic, still has this. The demo by Chicago, and Torment avoided him.
But how do you set it back up? What a dish to JNaps. Hard shot, and just enough time for V1 to recover. Defense playing outstanding. Atomic again through a couple people, but how do you capitalize?
Well, Beast Mode's got this with 20 seconds left. G2 not letting version 1 rest for an instant. Chicago, Atomic denied by Beast Mode. JNaps will have to take this. Full tank of boost. Gotta go the length of the field. 3 seconds left. Torment was waiting. Now everybody's got to get back. Version 1 was way forward. Chicago can't make him pay. He ran out of boost, and V1 survives.
You spend it all to give yourself a chance, and then you don't have enough to actually make the play.